All right. We're going. We're live. We're doing it. Let me ping the Discord. We're live. Hello, Jojo. What's up, man? How you doing? All right, Discord has been pinged. Lucas, what up, Wake? How's work? Work and wake. That's what we call him. Safit, coming home from Spain? Sweet. How was Spain? That's cool. That's a dope trip. I just got back. Not just got back. I got back like 3 hours ago from my trip. So that's cool. We were both on vacation at the same time. We're the same. Kirby, what up, what up, what up? Just started shift pretty chill so far. Yeah, hopefully no boats come through and you're just like chilling. Fat Dino, hello. Yeah, I got back around I want to say it was like 12:30 when I got home. We left the cabin at 10:30. It was like an hour and a half drive. Three hours ago, and then immediately streamed crazy. Well, I was thinking about recording a video, but then I was like, I could just react to the Kairos thing and stream because I haven't played any Brawl Stars today yet, and it would just be super chill. So we're gonna stream today, and then tomorrow I'll get a video out. I'll make an announcement at the end of the day, or at the end of the stream. But the community post that I posted yesterday, I'm going to be reacting to the comments on that because I think there was a lot of good discussion on that community post from yesterday. So if you haven't commented on that, make sure by tomorrow morning you have put a comment on that, and then maybe you will be featured in the video. Bro, is England versus Spain final? No way. I will never go to Spain. Do not ask me, please. I don't know about football or soccer, but cool. Sick mug. Oh yeah, Jelly got this custom made for me like 2 years ago. It's got the jam emojis on it, the jam pins on it, and then she got it with the purple background because that was like right when I was switching from Gaming Station to Raspberry Jam. She got the purple background, and then she's like, and then you fucking rebranded. Like, what the hell is that? Kirby said I'm gonna make pizza with my mom. Hope it's good. It's pretty hard to mess up pizza. Enjoy your pizza though. Have fun making it. Unless you're making the dough from scratch, which if you're just doing it now, I don't think you're making the dough from scratch because it takes like a whole day to make the dough. But other than that, it's just throwing sauce and cheese and whatever toppings you want on it, and that's pretty easy. Corner for Spain. I don't know what that is. Yeah, I don't follow soccer at all, especially not, no offense, especially not the Premier Cup. I wanted to get in the Premier League because like the games aired right when I was getting home from work. It was like perfect. And then I never ended up getting into it, and now my work schedule does not benefit it at all. Oh, you're making the dough from scratch? Sheesh, good luck with that, man. That's going to be fun. That's a pain in the ass. With all the yeast and all that, man. Controller, soccer game. Yeah, we'll yap for a few minutes, and then we'll get started on the Kairos time reaction. Yeah, so I was camping for the last couple of days. It was fun. I haven't been, this was my first camping trip all year. I don't know if I'm going to get another true camping trip in before the end of summer. Probably not. We don't have anything planned right now. But it was nice, man. It was super peaceful, super quiet. If you see my community post, I put a picture of like what it was like at the fire pit. Oh man, it was great. My favorite thing about camping is just literally just sitting around in the peace and quiet. Just pure silence. You can hear the leaves in the trees just blowing with the wind. You can hear the birds chirping. It's crazy, man, crazy. Ace said he won't do the tier list with us. Oh, sweet. Then I don't have to worry about him dropping N-bombs and having to cut everything he said. Why doesn't he want to do it? Because we're not friends? I don't care. I think we should do that soon, though. He said it's boring. He's boring. The only thing I was worried about is it taking 5 hours to get done. Because I don't think people are going to sit through a 5-hour tier list where you guys are just arguing nonstop about where a brawler goes. But I would still like to get it done and see how long it takes. How long it would take. But I think we could do it good. I think it would go super. So Kirby, I am not the best player, right? So like my opinion really doesn't matter, but I was gonna have Wake, Jacob, and Ace come on. And I was gonna make them rank all the brawlers in order of skill. Like what skill it takes to master them. Not necessarily how good they are in the game, but to play the brawlers super efficiently, how much skill you would need. For example, when you take 2 brawlers like Poco and Byron. Byron has a much higher skill cap and can be played much more efficiently if you're a very good player, where if you're a bad player, you're going to get more value out of Poco. So Poco would go lower on the tier list, where Byron would go higher. So I was going to make them discuss that, and I would chime in and moderate a little bit, but it would be mostly them doing the talking. I have a headache. I DK how to type, but my head hurts. That hurts. Ache is ACH, right? At H. Yeah, I think it's ACH. I could be wrong. I don't know how to spell. English is only my first language. You can't expect me to know all the words. Kairos' one honest review is very good. Well, guess what? That is what we're reacting to today. We'll get going in a few minutes. I just wanted to yap for a little bit. I like to yap while we chill, you know? Bro, I can't stop looking at the Pikachu behind you. It's a Pepe Chew. And he's cursed. The thing is great. Just stare into your soul, brother. So yeah, how are you guys enjoying Classic Brawl? Because I, for one, am not enjoying it. I haven't played today, but I can tell you yesterday and the day before were just miserable, especially JAM-Brawl. I like JAM-Brawl. I think it's fine. I think it's a decent skill check for the game, but I'm just not good at it, and it's, oh man. Next to the wooden guy. The modes don't even give trophies. That's another issue, I guess. Oh, right down here. You talking about the piggy bank one? Next to the group? Yeah, that one's cool. I don't think them not giving trophies is a big deal, because I do like the idea of a casual mode that you can play just in general, just to, like, you know, say you were farming up quests, or you were you know, just wanted to look to, like, burn your tokens that you have saved up. I think that's fine for a casual mode, like map maker, but different, right? But that just for me personally, they're a little unfun right now. Just kill stealing meta, no skills required, just good luck in positioning. No, I don't agree. I think that especially if you want to, like, fast track your way through the track, if you're better with the higher skill brawlers, so like one thing to be commented on is the fact that they don't change the brawler rotation at all. So like it's Colt, Mortis, Dynamite, and like when you start that, if you can start off hot with those 3, you can get a nice lead. But I mean, positioning does matter, and then you will get kills stolen, or you will steal kills here and there. That's part of it, right? But like if you can just like, if you could just secure your kills very quick, if you could secure your kills by being a better player, then I think it's a decent skill check. I don't think it's the best. Obviously, there are things that exist that are a problem in it, but I do think overall it's a decent skill check. I hate walking in sandals. The side of my foot is killing me. It keeps bumping up against the sandal. Dude, I hate when you get that right on the top of your foot. You get a sore from slides. You get a sore if you wear them without socks and you walk for a while. I might have one right now because I was wearing slides without socks all weekend. No, just 1,000 bug bites on the top of my feet. No animation drawing. Huh? Huh? Bum 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 bum. Hello, hello. Is that Mythin? What up? Who's the most annoying brawler to fight right now, in my opinion? Who have I been really hating on lately? I mean, you know, one of my default answers is always going to be Dynamite, just because I feel like I can never dodge his attacks. Like when I play Dynamite, I feel like I never land anything, and then when I play against Dynamite, I feel like I can never dodge anything. Can you give a shout out to my friend? No, I will not do that. Sorry. Shout out to your friend though. I do think that Barry's a little bit annoying. Not the worst, because he is like kind of like a if you stay out of his pools, it's not the end of the world. He does charge a super very, very quickly. So I mean that's one thing. He does way too much damage with the super too. Frank, yeah, Frank's up there right now too. You get a low health Frank. You know who's super annoying, and it's not for the right reasons, is Doug. Doug, I get so annoyed. Not that Doug's good or hard or anything like that, but like I get so annoyed when a Doug puts a hot dog on himself, and then he's almost dead, and you know to stop shooting at him, but your teammates don't, and your teammates kill him and give him full health again. So now you have no ammo in this 10,000 HP Doug just running down your throat. That is like the most annoying thing in the world. I feel Lily's very, very unsufferable in the maps right now. You cannot kill her until she runs out of his gadgets. Yeah. They'll probably end up nerfing that gadget to be like 1 second where it's not even worth using. I've been playing ladder mostly though. Like I haven't played a ton of ranks, so Lily isn't really like super prominent on ladder. At least not in my trophy ranges, you know, in the 500 to 600 range. Say anything under 700, I don't really see a ton of Lilies. One of my favorite brawlers is Doug. Annoying. Okay, I agree. I like Doug a lot. I wish he was better. I wish he was more fun to play, but he's just not it. And then like I said, Doug, the people reviving Doug at 100% HP for free, which is what he wants you to do, is super annoying. It's like, just stop shooting for like 2 seconds, please. Just let the hot dog wear out, and then we can finish him off. Let me reload. I'll take care of it once the hot dog's gone. But nope. They kill him with the hot dog up, and then he gets full HP, and then I'm screwed. You know what I mean? Like, that shit's so frustrating. And it's just like a small detail thing that people need to pay attention to. So, PSA. If you see a dog with a hot dog, don't shoot him. Let him die. Let the hot dog go away, then you can kill him. Alrighty, so it's been 13 minutes. I think we're good to start. Angelo, he will always be annoying. Too much damage for one shot. Yeah, true. He is like a one-tap god. But that's kind of like the way he was meant to be, right? Like, that's kind of like what they wanted out of him. So I don't know. I don't know if they'll ever do anything about that. They could nerf his damage so that instead of doing... What's he do right now? 3K? 4K? They could bring it down to be like 3,200 if it's 4,000, or like 2,600 if it's 3,000. Does over 4,000? Yeah, bring it down to like 3,200, which is still a very good amount of damage, but it's not oppressive. Especially when you factor the poison in and shit. I think that would probably be a better ground. Use your super on him, and he uses hot dog to pick up power cubes. He kills you, blah, blah, blah. One-tap brawlers like Brock. That's fucking nuts. All right. So, Kairos time, if you guys don't know. Uploaded this video right here. Can't really see the time right now, but it is super long. It's 41 minutes. So we're going to be here for a little while. Strap in. We're going to be reacting to Kairos Time's 100% honest review of the last 6 months of Brawl Stars. He hasn't done one of these videos in a very long time, so I'm interested to see what he has to say about things. Now, remember, when I do these types of reacts, especially when it applies to someone's opinion, I'm not saying that their opinions are invalid. I'm just saying that if I agree or don't agree with somebody. Now, it doesn't mean that either one of us are right, but it is just a difference of opinion one way or the other, or I just fully agree with him. I'm not trying, again, not trying to critique the guy. Obviously, he's got very sound things that he wants to talk about, which is why he made this video. So we're going to check it out. And if you guys haven't checked it out on your own, make sure you go watch Kairos Time's video on your own. Make sure you leave a comment on his video about it. And you're probably already subbed to him, but make sure you sub to him. All right. With all that said, let's jump right into Kairos Time's honest review of the last 6 months of Brawl Stars. All right, so that's just my disclaimer in case anyone wants to clip this and send it. I'm not gonna cut it, but like in case you watch the VOD or whatever. Watch English or Spanish. Bye, brother. See you later. But I'll stick around. I'll stick around for it as long as I can. Sweet.
We have a...
Alrighty, so I'm gonna turn the volume up just a hair, and we'll check out what's going on.
Lots to talk about. We have had 4 updates since my last 100% honest review of Brawl Stars, and I have a lot of thoughts to share. Despite Brawl Stars doing better now than...
I will say it sucks that he hasn't been able to do these things because he felt like he was just getting, like, dunked on every time he did them. And I've been part of that problem where I do feel like he's a little bit too nice sometimes. But, I mean, I don't feel like... Again, I understand that he comes from a spot where you can't really speak back against Supercell because he has such a massive audience where it can cause a problem to snowball. So, like, if he riles up the masses to hate Supercell and then they all quit the game, that's negative for him. So it's hard. It puts him between a rock and a hard place. He wants the game to do well, but he doesn't want to sound like he's sucking up to Supercell. So it kind of leaves him in like this like milquetoast middle ground, if you know what I mean. So I understand where he came from and why he stopped doing these. So I'm hopefully he goes in a little bit on some of the bad things. I mean, Supercell has been Brawl Stars has been very good for the last 6 months. So hopefully, you know, he doesn't really have a ton to say, but hopefully when he does have critiques, for example, the Hypercharge and Unleash event being removed, hopefully he goes in on them about that type of stuff. So let's see what he says.
And ever, I actually have a lot of criticisms and a lot of thoughts on what I hope Brawl Stars does in the future. Before I can do that, though, I need to talk about why it has been so long since I shared my thoughts with you. And before we can do that, we have to go back to September 2023, before Brawl Stars exploded in popularity. And I'm going to let Past Kairos tell you what's going on. Thanks, Future Kairos. Hi, I'm Past Kairos, and it's September 2023.
Jesus, he planned this whole thing out? What the heck? He planned this out 6 months ago? So he had a plan to not do these for a while after he got all that backlash, and now he's talking about all this shit?
As you can see from this graph here, Brawl Stars is in the worst state that it ever has been, which is weird because we got a lot of awesome updates that I thought would be great. And if you want more details, you can watch this video that I just released because it's September 2023. Honestly, I'm a little bit nervous about my channel in the future because Brawl Stars is not in a great place. But I'm really hopeful about the future of Clash Mini. Oh, it's dead. Wait, what? Seriously? Yeah, Supercell killed that. They're going to add it back in.
There's no way. Unless he knew they were going to kill it all the way back in September. He had to have done different versions of that, honestly.
Clash Royale. Clash Royale? That doesn't make any sense. Okay, well, what about Clash Heroes? Dead. Seriously, Clash Heroes is dead? Nobody got to play it. Yeah, they're going to completely rework it from the ground up in a new game that they're going to call Project Rise or something like that. Okay, well, do people know about Moko yet? Yes, actually. Oh, sick. Yes. Okay, well, how do people like it? Well, the very few people that did get to play it for like a couple of weeks really loved it. You're going to love it too. But then you're going to hear almost nothing for like at least 8 months. Well, that's a bummer because I was really looking forward to playing that. Well, what about Squad Busters? Oh, yeah, that's global now. Oh, that is great news. Finally, a new Supercell global game. So I'm assuming that means that they've
This bit's going on for too long, honestly.
Removed consumables? No. They
This bit's going on and on and on and on and on.
Did they at least make PvP feel more rewarding? No. I'm so confused. That doesn't make any sense. How did they go global? Well, do you at least like its progression system? Kind of. I have so many questions. Don't worry, I'll do a full honest review of Squad Busters as well in a different video. Okay, well, at least tell me that Brawl Stars is doing okay, because I'm a little worried here. Oh, yeah, I forgot to tell you, Brawl Stars completely turned around and is now doing better than it ever has. I'm so confused. It's just been...
This bit is still going, bro. Why is this going on for so long? And also, I don't believe it's past Pyros anymore. I think he just filmed 2 different sides of the bit. Oh my God, dude. So cringe.
a few months. It's
like, this works in TikTok format because it's done and over with. You're going on for 10 minutes with this.
Take a look at this graph.
Brother!
Here. This is Brawl Stars since global release.
I
in
enjoy
December
this.
2018. It's even better than it
I don't
was in
have patience for
2020.
this
I mean,
fake
look at
banter
this. It's
between
insane.
yourself.
I
I don't have patience for fake banter when it's just you and yourself bantering with yourself more than like 3 lines.
so confused. Like, what did they do? Okay, you ready? This is the secret sauce that Brawl Stars was missing. Temporary special events. Temporary special events.
Savage
You're
out
kidding
here.
me, right?
Exactly.
Nope. Surely they had to add some sort of new content to the game. Well, Club League got reworked. It's now called Mega Pig. Power League got reworked and is now called Ranked. The Brawl Pass got reworked and is now 1 month long instead of 2 months long. Okay, but like, what about actual new content? Well, we have more brawlers and also more hypercharges now. No, I mean, like, not like new brawl, like actual new ways to play the game. Like,
This is a great point, though. The game, higher volume, got you. This is a great point, though. It's like, they haven't really added a ton, if you really think about it. If you zoom out, like, we get the special events, and those are fun to do, but they haven't really added a ton.
some sort of new feature. Well, we did have mutations for a little bit. Had mutations? What does that mean? Oh, mutations only lasted a couple of weeks, and you can't play them anymore. I'm sorry. Future Chaos, let me explain something to you, okay? When I say new content, I don't mean a rework to something that's already in the game. I mean something that is new in the game that will be in the game permanently. So by permanently, you mean seasonal game modes wouldn't count? No. Do skins count? Do they change the way that you actually play the game? Well, no, but we have hypercharged skins
Also, he's still going, guys. He's still going.
that give you special
He's
effects
still
when you're
going on this.
hypercharged.
Give me something to
as
talk
much
about,
as I
brother.
love the Brawl Stars artists, I'm not going to count skins. Oh, okay. Get this. Mega boxes. They're coming back to the game. Mega boxes? What?
For 2
yes,
weeks.
but only temporarily. Okay. Can you think of a single new feature that is completely new, that is permanently added to the game, that is not a rework of something that is already existing since 2023? Surely there's got to be something. It's been like 6 months. Okay, yes, there is one thing that fits that
You're
description.
going to say ranked?
Win streaks.
Win streaks.
I am very confused right now. I have to go and rethink everything that I thought I knew about game development. I'll talk to you later, future Kairos. See you past Kairos.
Oh.
Seriously though, if you are confused as to how
That
the
took
game
so long, man. That took so long.
completely turned around.
He took all that just to say that they haven't added anything in the last 6 months. He took 5 minutes to say that. Brother,
From September 2020.
come on. Out with it,
the
man.
span of just a few months to being the biggest hit that it has ever been. I really don't blame you. I mean, we're talking about the game 4 to 5xing in that period of time. Like, insane. And Brawl Stars seriously has not released anything groundbreakingly new to the game in the past year, with the exception of hypercharges and adding the typical, like, regular new update, like new seasons, new skins, and new brawlers. They pretty much spent the last year focusing on improving every individual aspect of the game to just make it better.
Sorry,
And
guys.
most of these
This shit's
changes
awful.
aren't like significantly better. They're just like a better version of it. And they've also worked to make the game a little bit more exciting for casual players. They reworked the progression system by adding star drops, which is undeniably more exciting.
adding Power
despite heavily
12.
being
Dude, they better not add Power 12, bro. It's crazy. That would be horrible. There's no reason to add Power 12. Like, they added Power 11 just for hypercharges, right? There's no reason for Power 12. Never thought about it in that sense with permanent content. I have been complaining about needing new modes for a while, but temp modes, at least try it. That true, I agree. Wait, I don't want them to give, I don't want to give them
dependent
ideas.
on randomness. They also made Ranked significantly simpler than Power League was by removing the drafting up until Diamond and also making it a best of 1 up until that point as well. They also made it
Best of 1 is like the most fun way to play ranked, in my opinion. Once it gets to the full draft ban, best of 3, it's so annoying to me.
more fun
Which is why I've only pushed above diamond 1 time so far.
and casual by adding modifiers, even though that did make it less competitive. And this season, we're actually getting a season without modifiers, which is probably going to be the only competitive season, like actually, I don't know, whatever. We'll talk about ranked a lot more later on in this video. They also removed the chromatic rarity to simplify how players unlock new brawlers. And I
think removing the chromatic rarity was probably one of the best moves they've done, because I feel like having two different currencies in one currency that was just for one type of rarity, and every brawler in that rarity was a different price. I feel like it was very confusing and very awkward for new players, especially like people who were just coming into the game. Like you had, I don't know, more than half of the roster locked behind this one currency, and every brawler in it was a different price, and it was just wild, and you didn't know who to unlock, and you feel like maybe I should go for the newest brawler that's available there, but also that's super expensive, so maybe I just get this 500 chroma credit brawler and blah blah blah. Like, it's just very confusing. So it's a lot cleaner and a lot more simple to not have the chromatic rarity. I liked it.
I think that we can all agree that these changes are fairly good, and while I do love playing new brawlers in game modes, Brawl Stars' core gameplay really has not changed enough, at least not enough to warrant this massive growth. I mean, 4 to 5 times. Look at this.
It is crazy, right, that it's this high, and there's no new game modes, there's only new brawlers and hypercharges, and like all they did was they made Club League worse. They made ranked worse. They made, you know, they don't bring anything like new content. It's just special events. That's all we get. He does have a good point that it's doing so well, but why?
% interest compared to it was in May. That is wild. What I think was the most impactful thing that they did, though, was what they did with Club League, kind of. If you don't know or don't remember what Club League was like, here's basically what you need to know.
It's worse, though. I hate Mega Pig. I like, hot take, maybe I'm wrong, but Mega Pig fucking sucks, bro. I don't like Mega Pig.
No. Basically, if you were in a full club that was a
Mega Pig is so garbage. Yes, thank you.
And you had skilled enough players to reach the highest rank, you could boost your account's total progression by an absolute insane amount. If I remember correctly, it was just like over 50% faster to max out your account. That is insane. 50% faster progression is wild, but it required a ton of dedication, not just from yourself, but from an entire club, and it was also a massive chore.
Yeah, it was a huge chore. I mean, Mega Pig is still a chore in my opinion too, because like Mega Pig, you still got to play like 20-something games to get your pig done, or at least your own like set of tickets used, and then it's just super annoying to do that. But I mean, like, Club League was just as bad, but it was multiple times a week. You had to play, what, if I remember right, it was 3 games, 4 games every couple of days, and like it was just genuinely annoying. But I feel like it's they're like polar opposites. Like Club League was annoying throughout the week multiple times, but not quite as bad, where Mega Pig is just a huge marathon and you need to buckle in if you want to, like, you know, get your Mega Pig done in one sitting. So they like, it's a chore that doesn't last as long, but takes more time, if that makes sense. It's not as consistent, but it takes more time.
So basically nobody did it except for the really hardcore sweaty players. And while Club League was fantastic for the
not relying on RNG
players,
yeah, I agree. Club League being straight up like, you know what you're gonna get. You can spend your club currency on coins or power points directly was like one of the best changes that the game could have. Like, it was a good change for the game when they were trying to get away from RNG stuff, but people felt like the stagnation of the account, like how like linear it was as opposed to like exponential dips and growths and all that from the RNG, felt like it made the game worse. And clearly after they got more into the RNG side of everything, people started to enjoy it more, which kind of sucks, because I feel like I would rather have that linear straightforward path that I know and I can plan around personally, rather than just hoping and praying I get what I want out of star drops or rank drops or whatever, you know?
It was terrible for everybody else. Like, really bad, and just it did nothing to help the game, in my opinion. It was so much of a chore. So Supercell replaced Club League with Mega Pig, which requires very little effort. Like, you have one weekend during an entire month and you have to play 15 matches, I think it is. 12
it's only
15,
it's not 20.
Super easy.
Okay.
And even the rewards,
shows you how much I do
that we're getting now feel more excited when you open up the Mega Pig. They are undeniably worse than what you could get from Club League.
Do you remember when they dropped Mega Pig and he was trying to say it was just as good? Do you remember that, when he was trying to say it was just as good and everyone knew that didn't pass the sniff test? Bro, he's saying it's worse. He's saying it's worse now. I knew it.
This meant that the super hardcore players that were really taking advantage of Club League took a massive progression nerf, but the vast majority of players got a really good, a decent progression buff. Mega Pig itself wasn't amazing, but it was a progression buff for the casual players. But it was not Mega Pig that is what impacted Brawl Stars so much. That's just the first half of why this is impactful. It's what they did with the remaining resources that you could get from Club League. They took the absolutely insane resources that you could get from Club League that only the super dedicated players could get, and then they made them available to everybody by putting them in temporary special events that even the most casual players could have access to. The first massive event that
See, this is why they need to keep running these temporary events. I was saying this in the Michael podcast, is that they have drained all of the resources out of individual game modes. So you think like Bling used to come, we used to be able to get a lot of star points from pushing trophies, right? And now that's Bling, and now you only get it for 10 brawlers, and it's like a minuscule amount. That's because they moved Bling all over the place. So like now, like he's talking about with, you know, your resources coming from Club League, those being moved to special events. So like they pull from other places and reallocate it, and that's why they need to keep doing these types of special events with all these different types of prizes. Because if they don't, then it's just a straight up nerf to our progression, and like we'll know that.
I can remember at least was the shooting star drop event. During the event, players got double daily star drops, which encouraged players to play every single day and get their 8 wins in. But after 4 billion takedowns, everyone who played the game could get a legendary star drop. And for every billion takedowns after that, the entire community would get another legendary star drop. I believe the community earned 3 legendary star drops in total for the event. But the thing that was really crazy here that I think was actually...
This is actually a very good thought, because people were hype about this event, so they told their friends to play so you could get a free legendary, and that would cause them to come into the game just even for that weekend, play, and then possibly get addicted to the game, and then that contributes to the overall boost of the game's health. I never thought about it like that. That like, yes, the events were very good for the community, but it also pulled in more people, just because like, hey, Billy, can you download this game and help us get this, and then you might get a free reward and you might get a cool legendary. That would be dope. And then Billy comes in, he gets his legendary star drop, he pulls Leon. And then Leon's his favorite brawler from that point on, and now he's addicted to playing because he got Leon for free.
Actually, the biggest reason why Brawl Stars saw explosive growth was the fact that you didn't even have to play the event to get the legendary star drops. After the community unlocked it for everybody could do it, even if they didn't play a single match. So naturally, what did people do? Anyone who was still playing the game told all of their friends who stopped playing long ago that they should at least log in to see what their 3 legendary
see, this is just what I was saying here. You recruited your friends who might have played or were thinking about playing again or whatever. You recruit them in, they get addicted by getting something cool, and then they're back into the player loop.
Drops would be, because a legendary star drop has a very high chance of getting you a new brawler. It also has a high chance of getting you a free hypercharge. It could be
especially
a
if you've been out of the game for a
progression
while.
boost just from opening up 1 legendary star drop, and there were 3 of them. Naturally, the game saw a big bump in returning players, but that's not even all. You didn't even have to have an account to get the legendary star drop. As long as you created the account before the event ended, you could open up those 3 legendary star drops for free. So you have people creating new accounts and encouraging people that have never played the game to download it for the first time ever and see.
Shit, imagine being a brand new player that didn't even know about the event. You sign in and they give you just 3 free legendary star drops and you get like crazy brawlers out of that. That'd be so cool. I hope there's somebody like that. Congrats to you if you are.
What they got. And with that, the game saw a decent bump in new players as well. Not just returning players, but new players. Well, this is where the real magic happened. During the previous year, the Brawl Stars team turned their development away from adding new content that actually changes the core gameplay of Brawl Stars, and instead, well, not completely, but that's basically what they did. And instead, they focus on optimizing existing systems, especially to improve the experience for new and returning players. One of these changes that active players never even saw were massively improved returning player daily login gifts. People that came back for the first time and that hadn't played in a while could just
Bro, I wanna login gift. What the heck? I always thought, and I thought it's weird that Brawl Stars doesn't do this. I guess they kind of do now, but there should be like a calendar when you sign in. So like we currently get our daily freebies, right? There should be a calendar that follows that, so you know like when you're gonna get your free, I don't know, your free jackpot for 500 gold or whatever. It should be on a calendar set in stone so you know when it's going to be, and you can make sure you don't mess up going into that. Because right now, if you don't log in every day and you miss your jackpot or whatever, it can be not a huge nerf to progression, but you can definitely feel it, especially if you miss on like that 500 gold or whatever.
Unlock Mortis for free. And Mortis is one of the most popular characters in the game and is a lot of fun. And these new and returning daily login gifts weren't the only thing that were keeping people playing. Improvements to nearly every aspect of the game that I mentioned earlier simply made the game just better, more fun to play, especially if you were a casual player. They made the Brawl Pass season into a 1 month long instead of it being 2 months, which was way easier for both casual free-to-play players and spenders to reach the end of the pass. And since you got a new pass every single month, there was way less time just sitting around waiting for the next season to start. Like,
I agree that the 2-month seasons were a problem because after like 6 weeks or whatever, you'd finish the pass and you'd still have another 2 to 3 weeks left to go on that season pass. And you're just collecting. At one point it was stagnant rewards, which I think were nice, but then it turned into star drops. And then it was just annoying because like it would, even if you wanted to open your star drops like one at a time, it would just be a pain in the ass. So I don't even claim all my end of pass star drops now. I just wait for the season to end and it auto collects for me.
seriously,
But 1 month seasons are a little bit better in my opinion because, like you said, there's not a lot of like lag now. There's not a lot of like early finishers that are just waiting around for the pass to end.
my free-to-play series, when we had 2 month-long seasons, I would complete the Brawl Pass in a month, and then the rest of the month was literally just me collecting star drops. And before then, it wasn't even star drops, it was just bonus rewards, which were just like not as exciting as star drops. They were good, but it's just like boring, you know? But that wasn't an issue with the new month-long seasons because free-to-play players that played every single day would only have maybe a few days or maybe a week of waiting for.
Bro, I barely finished the Brawl Pass right now. I finished with like maybe 4 days left in it.
The next season when they start raking in the new progression rewards. And while the team continued to improve every aspect of the game, they also continue to release seasonal events to encourage you not only to play every day, but also to share the game with your friends. Not like they specifically said, hey, go share this game with your friends, but they made the game worth sharing your friends. It made you want to share it with your friends simply because the rewards were so good. The Chroma No More event, if you don't recall, gave you an incredible opportunity to unlock a ton of new brawlers faster than ever possible before. Of course, you're going to tell your friends about this event because if you spent your Chroma credits right, you could easily get 1 or 2 legendary brawlers for free, which is just insane. Seriously, Cordelius and Surge became legendary brawlers, and you could definitely unlock them for free during the Chroma No More event. I don't think there's ever been a time in the history of Brawl Stars where you could unlock 2 legendary brawlers faster like that, guaranteed. The Brawl Together event encouraged you to
Me as someone who already had all the brawlers, I didn't realize how easy they made it to actually unlock all the brawlers. So like, that's cool though. I mean, again, because I had all the brawlers, I didn't understand, like, I don't remember exactly what the point was, but it was cool.
play with your friends. And guess what? Playing with your friends is legitimately the most fun way to play the game. And even though none of these special events were permanent changes to the game, they rewarded you for playing every day. They rewarded you for playing with your friends. They rewarded you for sharing the game with others. And they rewarded you for returning to the game or downloading it for the first time ever. After seeing the absolute insane success that Brawl Stars was having because of these events, the developers realized they struck gold. Now that their game was more fun for casual players and their systems were more optimized to retain returning players and new players, these temporary limited events were exactly what the game needed to absolutely explode. But they had only just scratched the surface. The 100 star drop event was absolutely
Yeah, the 100 star drops was wild. And like, it sucks my video flopped so bad on opening 100 star drops because I thought I did really good with it. But man, the idea behind the event where you got 100 star drops at the end, that shit was wild.
Insane in terms of free rewards. If the community came together to complete the challenge, everybody and their dog and their cat would open up 100 star drops for free in one sitting, which previously was only an option for content creators who had access to a developer build that had no impact on the live game whatsoever. Yeah. This was an insane free reward that brought even more players back to the game. I mean, who doesn't want to open up 100 free star drops without having to do anything? They followed that up with monster eggs, and monster eggs were basically reskinned star drops, except with way
monster eggs were mid. Changed my mind.
Less permanent progression. Instead, they gave you mutations, which temporarily
star drops
made your
felt like a
brawlers
scam.
game-breaking.
It's not. I mean, it was a scam, but also not. I don't know. I remember I only got 2 2 legendaries? I think I only got 2. I might have gotten 3. I think I only got 2, and then I ended up giving away 4 Brawl passes. Maybe I got 3. But anyway, I don't know. It was exciting. It's an interesting thing for them to do, and obviously no one's going to complain if they brought that back. I think a lot of people were hype about it. I think a lot of people were not.
Strong.
I think it was
and
fine.
Even if there were lots of ways that I think the event could have been better, you can't deny the fact that mutations broke the game in the most fun way possible until everybody and their dog was running Rico and it was terrible. Balance was completely thrown out the window.
Yeah, Rico. I think Rico and Ruffs really soured me on the mutations event. Like, I liked it. I thought it was great. Other than Rico Ruffs, I think Tick was a little bit annoying too. Meg was a little bit annoying. So there was bad brawlers. Sams, what's up, man? Welcome. Was watching the Euros. Yeah,
everybody a taste of purely chaotic fun. It was incredibly casual and so fun. Most recently, we had the 10 billion thumbs up challenge where the community earned 5 legendary star drops. Okay, 5 of them. For every 100 star drops that you open, there's a 2% chance that you will get a legendary star drop. So 5 legendary.
All right, so I will say I did not like the 5 legendary star drops, especially if it was supposed to be the replacement for our Hypercharge Unleash being removed, because, like, I understand there is a drop in star drops that gives you 1,000 gold, and if all 5 of those turn into 1,000 gold, then you got 5,000 gold, you got a free Hypercharge. I get it. Or you could have got a Hypercharge out of one of those legendary star drops. I get that, but it didn't work out that way. A lot of people, myself included, got absolute garbage out of those legendary star drops, and it's not the same. It wasn't equivalent, and it's a problem in my opinion. You can't just say like, oh, we're going to remove this guaranteed 5,000 coin reward. We're going to remove that and replace it with 5 RNG rewards, and you might get better, but I got worse. You know what I mean? How's it a scam, dude? You literally could have got nothing and still get it, so how is it a scam? Didn't I just explain myself? 5 legendary star drops was a scam. It's a scam because we should have got a free legendary, we should have got a free hypercharge, and instead we got 5 possible hypercharges, and I got shit.
Star drops is actually an insane reward for the developers to give
gambling is more fun
for free. Yes, some
all
of
right.
those rewards were going to be cosmetics and stuff.
I can't argue with a gambling addict because they won't listen, all right?
That you might not even care about, but the rewards could also be a brand new legendary brawler. One of my accounts got 2 legendary brawlers. It was insane. And after the community earned the reward,
and like I said, and that's the problem. So like what he just said, you could get a free legendary brawler.
accounts got 2 legendary brawlers. It was insane.
Like, there's going to be people who get lucky and they like fully benefit on that. No, not the 5 legendaries. Dude said the 100. Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about the 5 legendaries. The 100s, I don't know. I don't remember. That was a while ago. I won't say it was a scam because, like, I feel like at the end of the 100, you got a decent amount of resources no matter what, right? So I'm not going to complain about the 100. I mean, some people are going to get screwed and don't get everything. It's all RNG. Some people are going to get screwed and they don't get good shit out of their star drops. Some people are going to be great and they're going to get nothing but benefits out of it. Same thing with these mega boxes. I haven't gotten nothing out of my mega boxes yet. I know I've only opened 2, but Shadow, he got like 2 legendary brawlers out of these mega boxes already. So it's like when you rely on RNG to make things fun and exciting, it does become a problem. We're only 14 minutes into a 41-minute long video. Right. When you rely on RNG to make things exciting, it becomes disappointing for the people that don't get hype about things.
Insane. And after the community earned the reward, all you had to do to claim it was log in and open them. They were just there for everybody. So you better believe that everyone told all of their friends about the events, and you'd better believe this brought back even more returning players. By now, many people are playing Brawl Stars that people who have never heard of the game are picking it up for the very first time. And to take it a
dude, imagine making an account, getting the 100 star drops, and then like your account just explodes for a new player. That's crazy.
Step further, Supercell is now advertising Brawl Stars to further spread the game, which isn't usually something that Supercell puts a lot of resources into. Now here we are, and mega boxes are coming back to the game in this update. The single biggest complaint that Brawl Stars has ever received was the removal of mega boxes. And now they're coming back, and even if it's just temporarily,
and we're complaining that they are back. So you can't have it both ways, Brawl Stars. You can't remove them or bring them back. What do you do? What do you do, man? For real, though, people are very upset about the way the mega boxes are brought back. Not that I love them, and I kind of knew this was going to be a problem. I believe I said something along those lines in my W's and L's video about, like, it really depends on how many mega boxes we get to see if it's a good system or not. And people are realizing that, you know, you only get a mega box every 3 days, and there's basically no breathing room in this event, and they're not happy about it, which is kind of what I was trying to get at in my W's and L's.
You better believe it's going to bring back a ton of old players back to the game so they can experience it as it was when Brawl Stars first went global. But now, progression is simpler. It's better for casual players. Those players are going to have more reasons to keep playing after the event is over. Now that Power League is replaced with Ranked and Club League is replaced with Mega Pig, they have even more reasons to stay. Now that you can get double daily XP by playing with your friends, they have more reason to play with their friends and stay playing with their friends. Now that we're constantly getting fun and exciting temporary events that keep the game changing and feeling fresh, they're less likely to get bored. Now that Brawl Stars is simply a better game, there's just more reason than ever for them to stay. And this is...
Yeah, with the events and stuff and the I don't know, it is better, but there are things that I don't like Mega Pig, like Ranked. Maybe I'm just jaded as an old-time player and saw how good rewards could be in a linear, stagnant progression as opposed to this RNG-based shit, and I'm just jaded against it.
Why Brawl Stars is...
Do you want to react to my edit on stream on your Discord? No, probably not, man.
It's not any one individual thing. It's not a ton of brand new content that is changing the way the game is played. It's not even 5v5 game modes. It's the fact that the team is consistently making good changes with the game in every single update, paired with massive events that reward people for playing and actually giving them a reason to share the game with their friends. Each individual improvement to the game or each individual event aren't enough by themselves. It's the consistency at which the team has made good decision after good decision after good decision, and that is why Brawl Stars is doing the best that it ever has, which is fantastic. And me personally, I am thriving off of Brawl Stars' refound success, okay? Since September in 2023, which is when Brawl Stars hit its
Mirror mode's
lowest,
more fun than you
my
thought.
views per month have more than
Mirror mode's tolerable.
tripled. Each individual video I release is performing 2 to 4 times better than it would have a year ago. And it's not like my videos are getting better. At least I don't think so. And my creator code Kairos, which you should absolutely use, has quadrupled, which is insane. It's also a very clear indicator that Brawl Stars' revenue has likely skyrocketed as well, because I only make money when Brawl Stars makes money off of code Kairos, right? I am truly thrilled and also very humbled that I get to be a part of the Brawl Stars community right now, and it's really exciting. So, why haven't I made a 100% honest review in over 6 months? And I got 3
Mortis.
First reason is that I've agreed with a lot of the decisions that the Brawl Stars team has made. Not everything, and I'll definitely talk about my complaints in this video, but the majority of every update has just been good in my opinion. And me saying, hey guys, I really like the update, that just doesn't really warrant a full video in my opinion.
See, this is exactly why he was getting heat, because like he would make these 100% honest review videos every single update, and he would always glaze them up, even though there were like pretty like questionable things in some updates. He would just skim right over it, not really focus on it, or just totally ignore it entirely. And that's why he ended up catching heat. So like he's saying, he's agreed with most of the things that have gone on in the last 6 months, and he feels like that doesn't warrant making a video. So I respect it. I respect him understanding that like people are sick of him glazing up the game, so he's just not going to make that type of content, which is cool.
Which is why we're taking 6 months to make this massive one instead. Now, the second reason why it's taken me so long to make this 100% honest review is because, I mean, honestly, I've been burnt out a little bit. It's been a lot of work keeping up with my free-to-play series, my pay-to-play series, now my Squad Buster series, and not miss a single day of progression. Now, the success of this series has been insane, and I'm super thankful for that, but I've had to prioritize my time.
Why isn't Terra in classic mode? It's simple, and I'll break it down for you, all right? Let me go full screen to explain this to you. Why isn't Terra in classic mode? Because they hate her. For whatever reason, my girl Terra gets shitted on. No hypercharges. One of the last brawlers to get a second star power. One of the last brawlers to get a second gadget. Fucking trash. The only thing that she gets is fire skins. And half the time they don't even make those themselves.
and I just haven't felt like it was worth it
Pizza
for me
was
to
not
make a
fun to
100%
make.
honest review when they likely wouldn't do as well as my other content, especially since I haven't had a whole lot to say other than, hey,
She's
I'm
so bad. Bro, she's great. Shut up.
mostly like this except for this tiny little thing here and there. The third reason why I haven't continued this series in a while is
Buzz is fundamentally broken. They don't nerf or do anything to him. That dude just chain stuns on people every fucking time he throws a damn buoy out, and he gets unlimited buoys, but nobody complains about him.
well, I don't want a few minor complaints that I do have to negatively impact Brawl Stars' current growth trajectory. Now, I'm not going to pretend like my
Think we
opinions
need
have
the
a
Buzz
massive
clip again.
impact on Brawl Stars' growth. A massive majority of the people who play Brawl Stars have never heard of my channel, and they don't watch Brawl Stars YouTube content. But you know who does watch my channel? People who watch my channel. In fact, all of them.
What a quote of 2024 right there. You guys can't really read it? You know who watches my channel? People who watch my channel. That's what he said. He said it in this year of our Lord 2024.
Them do. And if me sharing a negative opinion to the people who actually do watch my channel causes any number of them to stop watching my content because they like Brawl Stars a little bit less, I don't want to do that, right? And I don't want me talking about minor complaints to ruin anybody's perception that the game is...
See, this is what I'm talking about. Is that if he pushes a bad narrative, even if it's just something small and he blows it out of proportion, like I tend to do, he's got a much bigger audience. It can sour people on Brawl Stars and cause them to leave, which hurts the game, which hurts him. This is exactly what I was talking about.
bad or anything, because it's not. It's doing incredibly well, which is a big reason why I haven't wanted to make a ton of content on my complaints that really in the big picture are not a big deal. That has not stopped me from sharing my concerns with the developers though. I think my biggest complaint was how the Godzilla City Smash event was handled. I had a terrible experience on my free-to-play account, whereas my pay-to-play account just obliterated everybody, and it was more fun than it should have been. Now, while I didn't talk about...
And making that a trophy-based mode was kind of a mistake. So you gave, you know, 7 brawlers, we'll call it. It's probably not even 7. It's probably more like 5. But they gave, like, hypothetically, 7 brawlers, super OP abilities. Those were the meta brawlers for that mode. And if you didn't play those, whatever handful of brawlers, you just got shitted on. Not cool. I don't think it was well thought out, because it was for trophies. If it was casual, like these modes are right now, and it was a little bit more fun, I think people might have enjoyed it a little bit more, although they might have been not incentivized to actually play it.
that in a public review, I did discuss it with the appropriate developers and shared a lot of feedback on how I would love similar events in the future to be improved. With all of that said, I do want to talk about some issues on the game, and I do want to put them on the developers' radar if it's not already there, so that hopefully we can avoid player fallout down the road. Because Brawl Stars is bringing more returning and new players to the game now than ever, and I want those players to keep playing the game long term. These issues that I'm about to bring up are barriers that those players will experience if they are not addressed soon. And soon's a little bit of a loose term. In like 6 months. The number one issue that I think the developers need to address is new content. Now in this video,
Yeah, because you have all these new players coming in, and like they're excited to play, and they get like a lot of good free rewards and stuff, but eventually the game's gonna get stale for them, right? Like, we've all been playing the game for a long time. We're avid players of the game. We watch videos of this stuff on YouTube, blah, blah, blah. And we are here more because of tradition rather than true fun and excitement. I've been enjoying Brawl a little bit more personally, but that's just like me. And I'm not playing super sweaty competitive. You know what I mean? So if someone's playing 10 hours a day, hypothetically, even lower, 4 hours a day. If you're playing 4 hours a day with your friends or whatever, say you're grinding rank, say you're grinding rank 25s, rank 30s, whatever. You're going to get, you know, it's going to be the same thing over and over again, 4 hours every single day, in and out. And eventually you're going to get bored and you're going to leave the game. You're going to be like, man, I pushed all my brawlers in rank 25. I hit masters in 4 straight seasons, and I maxed out all my mega pigs in that time. I think I've experienced enough of this game. You know what I mean? Like, that's why there needs to be new content. While they're doing good with the existing stuff, there needs to be new content to keep people on the hook of playing the game. Give us something new to sink our teeth into.
I've kind of been pretending like we haven't gotten new content in a while, and I actually think that's a very unfair thing for me to say, okay? Since my last review of the game, we've gotten 9 new brawlers, many of which have very unique mechanics, despite us now having 80 or more than 80 brawlers in the game. We've also gotten 3 new game modes, which does not include the 5v5 game modes of the current existing modes, which do play differently and are also very fun. And while Mega Pig and Ranked are reworks of previously existing content, most people were not playing those, and now they are playing and participating in those. So that's kind of new content for some people, but additionally, they both came with new mods that actually do keep the game feeling fresh and exciting. I also think there are some...
I disagree about modifiers making the game feel fresh and exciting. I feel like, I guess if you're more casual, it might be a little more exciting, but for me, I feel like modifiers just make the game unfun in certain regards. Like, Big Friend is a very boring modifier. I don't really mind that one that much because I do like to play tankier brawlers, so I'm happy to pick up Pam or Buzz or El Primo or whatever if no one else does. So like that's fine by me. But then there's ones like the Reload one, or they tried it and they ended up basically removing it. The Last Wind one, like there's modifiers like that that just make the game unfun to play around. So I have to disagree saying that modifiers in Ranked fixed the experience, because I don't think it did.
Improvements to existing systems that also deserve a special shout out that the team have done. The Brawl Pass rework is undeniably better than with the 1 month season than the 2 month season. Battle cards now are better than ever, and I love that you can see fame and ranked icons for every single player.
Yeah, battle cards are way better. The only thing, my only complaint about battle cards right now is that they introduced these cool ones for fame. So like fame's got some nice backgrounds now. But they brought those in at the same time as they brought the ranked ones in, and the ranked ones are way more animated and they're way more flashy, and they're a bit more of a flex other than like high fame. You know what I mean? So like in those regards, it kind of makes fame's backgrounds shitty. But I mean, overall, like your ranked ones are pretty cool, so that's cool.
Player when the match starts, and playing with friends is not only easier to do now than ever, but is also more rewarding now than ever, thanks to the
Diego,
bonus XP you get from playing with
Diego
your friends.
said modifiers make me play brawlers I don't want to play. I agree.
We've also received a ton of awesome new seasons, including new environments, new skins, and even some cool lore reveals with a CCTV that happened back in November. I know a lot of you guys are going to ask about that. I wanted to make a video on it, and then I got burnt out, and the video was taking way too long to produce, so I don't know if I'll make a video on it. Sorry if that bums you out, but that's just kind of where we're at right now. Each of those changes that I listed did require a good amount of developer time, and when paired with seasonal events, those updates and changes have led to the insane success that Brawl Stars is having right now. But all of those new and returning players are going to want new content. And when I say new content, I'm not talking about...
See, I said it. He's on the same track. We're the same, man. We think the same way.
The same
He's on the right track
recipe of new updates that Supercell or that Brawl Stars gives us every single update. Additionally, while the devs have been hard at work making the game better for casual players and new players, existing players and hardcore players have been eagerly waiting for something new instead of like a rework to something that's already existing in the game. And I'm not talking about new brawlers and game modes. I'm talking about an actual new way to play Brawl Stars. Let's just give 2 examples of what I'm talking about. These are the 2 most popular suggestions that have been made 100 times in the past. The first one being some sort of a PvE game mode. At one point, it was Supercell's or Brawl Stars' plan.
I honestly think, though, that if they did do a PvE mode, I honestly think it would flop. Because in general, this is a obviously, this is a PvP game. In general, people prefer PvP games over PvE. So I think if they did waste their time on a PvE mode, even though I might enjoy it, I do think the majority of people wouldn't really enjoy it at all, and it would end up flopping. It would be one of those things where kind of like the weekend modes, where you would play them just to get your stuff and then you'd leave, which is what they don't want you to do. How hard would it be to have a balanced and fair meta for all brawlers, including tanks? It would be impossible. There's a reason why the game isn't balanced, and it's because you can't have perfect balance. There's always going to be brawlers that are stronger and weaker, and that's just the natural order of things. Because if you nerf something down, something else ends up getting buffed. It's like a seesaw in some ways, shapes, and forms.
Plan, and then they decide to focus on more important things, which is totally good. This would be some sort of story mode that would allow Brawl Stars to tell the story of Star Park.
I do think story mode might be the way to save a PvE thing, but each brawler would have to have their own story and stuff like that. So like you couldn't, or you'd have to tie them in together somehow. And it seems like a lot of work, especially when you have 80 something brawlers right now. Otherwise, you're going to have the brawlers like every brawler, all the big ones are going to have their stories told. Bull, Primo, Shelly, Colt, those brawlers are going to have their stories told. But then you're going to have ones on the back burners that never get told, like Terra or Daryl or Sprout. You know what I mean? Like, those types of brawlers are going to fall into the back burners, and it's just going to... If you're a main of that brawler, you're going to get frustrated. If not, you're not even going to think about it.
In game. The second option would be some sort of mode maker, which would be the next evolution of map maker. Not a rework to map maker, but an expansion, giving players more customization over actual win conditions and even more modifiers and tiles to mess around with. These two suggestions don't have to be what the team does next, but I'm hoping for something new that will maintain Brawl Stars' success and keep these new and returning and existing players interested in the game long term. The second main issue that I want to address in this video is the new brawler experience. Not new player experience, but the experience after.
Oh, bro, unlocking a new brawler and having to play every match against, at least for me, my current experience right now, everybody gets the new brawlers on the same day. It's 3v3, all those new brawlers, or even if you take it in Showdown, you might have like 1 or 2 brawlers that aren't that new brawler, and it's just chaos and super annoying, and it feels like it takes forever. Oh, God, I hate it. I hate it. There's a reason why my Barry's still only 100 trophies, even though I think he's a lot of fun, and he's very strong. I just don't enjoy playing him right now because of that experience.
You unlock a new brawler. Sometime last year, Brawl Stars made the decision to increase the power discrepancy between levels. In other words, a power 11 is stronger now than a power 10 than it was a year ago. Their goal was to make progression feel more rewarding and give you more reason to upgrade your brawlers. And whether or not you agreed with their decision, this change did exactly that. Higher level brawlers are much stronger than lower level brawlers are now. And skill is less impactful when it comes to winning with underpowered brawlers.
Even though that was his whole argument about why he was pro power change, because like, oh, I outskilled this guy and I was at a 2-level disadvantage and I did it. That was his whole argument about why it was good, and now he's backing down on it. See, I know. See, this dude don't stand on business.
Now, I will
say it with your chest, Kairos.
I'll admit that I supported this decision back when the decision was made. I like it when games reward me for playing long term, and this change did exactly that. I know there are lots of people that will hate me for saying it. In my opinion, was an unpopular opinion, and I received a fair bit of hate for this. I knew that I would, and I know that it's an unpopular opinion, but I also promised.
That's why we can't have credit bank. It would be unbalanced dude, you already have a credit bank. It's called not claiming your credits. Think about it, bro. I get new brawlers every time on day 1 because I just don't claim credits until they make me. Like, the game gives you a natural credit bank. It's called not picking up the credits.
I promise you guys that I would be 100% honest, even if it made me less popular, okay? And it's my opinion. However, sometime last year, Supercell made another seemingly unrelated decision that made this power discrepancy feel even worse. They changed the matchmaking to more heavily factor total trophies rather than rely completely on individual brawler trophies. This decision itself also seemed like a pretty good decision, since it helped protect new players from getting absolutely demolished by long-term players who just so happen to unlock a brand new brawler that's at 0 trophies. It also meant that long-time players with lots of trophies are more likely to find other long-term players with high skill, even in lower trophies.
Oh man, it's so annoying. I hate new matchmaking.
But unless you're below the 10,000 trophy range where everyone is playing underleveled brawlers, unlocking new brawlers goes from being one of the most...
If a brawler well, I have news for you. The new brawler is available as soon as the new season starts, and it auto claims that, so it goes right to the new brawler. And don't tell me I'm wrong, because I do this every season.
exciting moments in the game to being an actually frustrating experience until you level them up. As soon as you start playing against other players with a newly unlocked brawler that should be an exciting and fun to play, the chances are very high that matchmaking is going to put you in the same match with brawlers that are higher level than yours. Not everyone is going to be, and sometimes you'll be face off with or against other people that are underleveled, but it happens really frequently because players can choose to upgrade any brawler when they want and however they want. And they typically will only play brawlers that are upgraded because playing underleveled brawlers now feels terrible. So now...
Did you watch Sem's edit that he made of you? No, I haven't watched it.
When you unlock a new brawler, you're stuck with a very difficult decision. Do you keep your resources and use them to upgrade other brawlers that you already know that you like? Or do you risk it on a brand new brawler that you may not enjoy playing until they're completely maxed out and competitively viable? What I find especially frustrating about this is that quests are more likely to be given for brawlers that have low trophies.
Dude, it's not even just brawlers with low trophies. It's brawlers that you just generally don't play. Like, I can tell you right now, there's probably 0 quests for any of my top 10 brawlers because I just don't, you know what I mean? Like, and like, there's brawlers that I have that are like in the 560, 580 range that I always get quests for. And I don't play those. Like Lou. Lou is a prime example. I get tons of quests for Lou and I never fucking play it.
And low trophy brawlers are typically your least upgraded ones because otherwise you're gonna win matches and gain trophies with them, right? Like, it's so anyway, thankfully they do give us 3 options for brawler quests now so that you don't have to pick your low trophy brawler, and that has helped relieve this frustration in a big way. But I can't help but feel like unlocking new brawlers just is not as exciting as it could be, since once you pass a certain trophy level count, you essentially can't play your new brawler until you save up enough.
And I told you the thing isn't even the matchmaking or the brawler level discrepancy, because I can get over the matchmaking and I can get over the brawler level discrepancy because I can max out all my brawlers. So like a personal thing to me. The thing that's really like bad to me is the fact that I get matched up against a lot of old time players because of my trophy range. I play generally within the 40 to 45, 46, 47,000 range. So somewhere in that, we'll say 40 between 40 and 50,000 is my general trophy range because they prioritize total trophies nowadays. So because I'm playing against a lot of old time players, a lot of the matches with newer brawlers tend to be mirror matches of 6 or 5 of that new brawler. So right now, if I queue up a match with Barry, there's going to be at least 3 other Barrys with me in there. Maybe even a whole lobby of just 6 Barrys. And it's just not fun to play in that regard. I don't even get to really test the brawler out because I'm only playing that brawler in mirror matches. And it's just not fun. So I don't really enjoy it all that much. I don't know if anyone else feels this way. Maybe they like mirror matches. Maybe they like that type of stuff. But I don't. It's just not fun for me. I like to see how a brawler matches up against many different brawlers as we move through. And the only time I ever get to do that is when I lose a game and then I have to play bots.
Resources to upgrade them. I've thought a lot about this, and most solutions that I come up with will either devalue.
Corrupted Pico says, "Nah, it's fun." Again, that's just my opinion, bro. Like, you may enjoy that. That's cool. That's totally up to you, man. But I just don't enjoy that type of setup. I don't touch new brawlers until some time has passed.
Upgrades, which I don't want, or would have a negative side effect on matching.
And he's not even bringing up that factor of it because he may not even like find that personally annoying, but I do, and that would be my major complaint about it.
Which I also don't want. But I do have one suggestion that I think is decent. This suggestion is some sort of minimum power level that is based off of your account's total progression. For the sake of simplicity, let's call it account level. The idea is that when you unlock a new brawler, even if they are not upgraded at all, when you enter a match, their power level would match your account level. And if your account level was 5, then they would be power 5. If your account level was 9, all of your brawlers would be at least power 9 when you enter into a match. The catch here is that you would not be able to unlock their gadgets, star powers, gears, or use their hypercharges until that brawler is actually upgraded to the appropriate level. This means that as soon as you unlock a new brawler, you can jump in there and play them at your minimum account level without having to focus on the resources. And it also gives you a reason to upgrade a lot of your different brawlers, because as you upgrade them, your account level would go up, therefore improving the level of all of your brawlers, or at least their base level. And
So he's saying that you would have an account level, and then when you entered a match with a new brawler at low trophies, it would pull that brawler up to that level. They don't want to do that because that de-incentivizes, in their eyes, that de-incentivizes upgrading brawlers. That was a big issue when Power League first came out. People were picking level 1 and level 5 brawlers, and they said they would never make that change because it de-incentivized leveling up brawlers. If that's what I'm understanding him saying.
I like this idea for multiple reasons. First of all, it builds a general sense of progression across your
I get what he's saying, though, because it would allow you to test out that brawler at what would be your normal account average level. And you wouldn't then be able to make an informed decision about whether you want to upgrade that brawler further or not. I get what he's saying there. But if you don't get gadgets and you don't get star powers, then what's the point? You know what I mean? Because a brawler isn't truly like good until you at least have a gadget and a star power.
Entire account, which
I
is
agree
really
with
cool.
Kairos.
That is something that I think is lacking in Brawl Stars.
But like I said, I don't think they would do this idea because I feel like they would say that it de-incentivizes actually upgrading brawlers.
Also, every upgrade on every brawler would get you XP for your account level. And even upgrading brawlers you don't particularly like would be somewhat satisfying. The second reason I like this is because it would make unlocking new brawlers much more
Shadow
exciting because you
converted.
could immediately play them.
Shadows being the sea fish.
You may not be able to use their powers or their gadgets or gears or star powers, but they wouldn't be completely obliterated by a massive power discrepancy. The third reason I like this is because players could focus more of their resources on maxing out brawlers that they actually want to play without having to worry about their lower level brawlers. It encourages more people to get into ranked, and I think that this would go a long way to help more players get from early game to mid game and from mid game to late game. And most importantly, I think it would do so without devaluing the importance of actually upgrading your brawlers. Let me know what you think. Now let's talk about the third main issue, which is less of like one big issue and more like a series of complaints about progression and the economy. With the addition of hypercharges and gears,
We need more coins. There's not enough coins in the economy. All right, I said it all. Let's move on.
it feels like there is a big imbalance with how many coins are given compared to power points. Most of the time, people have plenty of power points and not enough coins. Now, this was not an issue when excess power points
Some
were
brawlers are only
converted
good
to
with gadgets,
coins,
star powers, yeah.
and it's pretty frustrating that we have less control over progression now. Honestly, the solution that I like the most is to just remove power points from the game and only require coins to upgrade brawlers.
I said they should do that, but I don't think they ever will. I don't think they'll ever remove power points just because it's another bottleneck and they like to have that double bottleneck system.
But I mean, the other solution for players, at least, is to spend their coins more on upgrading brawlers than actually getting like the gears and star power.
But then it puts so much value, and it also puts way too much value on coins because then you need coins to upgrade your brawlers. You need coins to buy star powers. You need coins to buy gadgets. You need points. You need coins to buy hypercharges. You need coins to, yeah, you know, the list goes on. But like, everything about a brawler would just be like a massive amount of coins nonstop.
And gadgets for the brawlers that they actually want to play, which is a lame answer. Another big issue with progression is that there's no way to convert excess power points to coins once you have every brawler at power 11. This used to be the case, and when Supercell made the change to remove the power point cap, they dramatically...
See, the PowerPoint cap is what actually saved the system, because if they capped it at like 20,000 PowerPoints, which is more than enough to upgrade a couple of brawlers, right? Then you would be able to convert all your PowerPoints into gold immediately, and then you would be able to, you know, get as much gold as you need. You're no longer worried about your PowerPoints until you spend a couple.
Dramatically increase the time it takes to max out your account, and honestly, I don't think the developers got enough backlash for this. I really don't. I don't like to promote backlash towards the developers. They love the game just as much as you do. They want it to be successful.
Problem is, all right, so saying you don't like to promote backlash, there's a difference between honest critiques that actually negatively affect the game and you pointing it out. And like, this is what people need to realize is like the difference between just giving flack for giving flack's sake, like just to be an asshole, is different than actually giving like valid critique coming from a good place as a longtime player. You know what I mean? Like saying that you don't enjoy the power change discrepancy because it negatively affects free-to-play players is not just being a jerk. Now, if you say like, oh, I don't know, prime example, the 100 star drops event was a scam, you know, without any evidence to back that up, you're just being a jerk. So like,
But there
so him like saying like, oh, I don't want to promote backlash against the developers when it's an honest critique that does deserve some type of pushback. I think that's what makes people like not want to get behind everything he says. You know what I mean?
There were not enough loud voices talking about this. Like before this, the coin progression that you got sped up a ton once you got every brawler to power 11 because every power point was converted to 2 coins. And you could use those extra coins to unlock gadgets, star powers, and gears for your brawlers, which was basically the remainder of your account's progression. And with hypercharges costing 5,000 coins each, this change is even more frustrating. I think the reason why there wasn't a ton of backlash, honestly, is because only the super dedicated and long-term players are at that point of progression, and a majority of those super dedicated and long-term players have played for so long and have so many resources saved up that all their brawlers get maxed out anyway. There's only a small percentage of players that have every brawler unlocked, have them all at power 11, and all that's remaining for them to have a maxed out account is purchasing every star power gadget and hypercharge and gear. That's such a small group of people, but for those people, the fact that you can no longer convert power points into coins is incredibly frustrating, and it's a massive nerf to how quickly you can reach a max account. Honestly, most people don't ever make it to that point. They don't play the game long enough, and if you do play the game long enough to reach that point, you've got that sunk cost fallacy where you feel like you have to keep playing because of the time you spent in the game.
Yeah, that sunk cost fallacy. I feel like that's exactly like where a lot of us are. Like they're like, I know Shadow is a good example where he left the game and just came back recently, but like for a long time he was playing just for the sake of like keeping up on his account, and then eventually it just got to be too much of a burden. I've been there before too, and it's like if you're relying on your avid daily players to end up like just keep feeding back into that without any like rewards or whatever, then you're sorely mistaken, because eventually people will move on.
I think it's pretty infuriating that Supercell would make the decision to nerf endgame progression so much for those dedicated hardcore players that want to keep playing it. Like, it's frustrating, and I hope they improve the endgame progression experience before
Jacob, hello.
It becomes more of an issue for more players. The fourth main issue has to do with the top 1% of the game, the most skilled players and the people who push ranked and ladder more competitively than anything.
Hey, Jacob, he's talking about you, man.
Not a part of that.
The most skilled players that push the game competitively.
Group. I am a part of the 1% in terms of like playtime, and I like to pretend skill. Okay, but I guess we're probably actually talking about 0.1%. The most dedicated people that have honestly not a whole lot of content for them to play right now. I am not a pro player, so rather than talk from my own personal experience, I'm going to reference this video right here from Bobby, who is undeniably...
Yo, this was such a good video. It's honestly a scam that it didn't get more than 77,000 views. But he talked in depth about how in ranked wasn't truly competitive, and it was just so easy, and he was playing against people that were just basically scrubs when compared to him. And if you push ladder, once you got to, I think he said, once you got over 1,000 trophies or maybe over 1,200, then the matchmaking just became so long it wasn't worth playing anymore. So like, this was a very good video, and I like, obviously I can't fully relate to it, but when I watched it, I was like, damn, that sucks.
One of the best players in the game right now.
And he was pointing out that the developers just really don't have an incentive to fix these problems because it affects so few players that it's not worth their time to develop a system that actually benefits them.
Been seeing a lot of people agree with him that are in his same situation. So developers, if you're watching this, make sure you check out Bobby's video as well, because it's important. I'll sum up a few things here for you guys though. Right now, ranked is not nearly as competitive as Power League ever was, and it's relatively easy to reach Masters compared to Power League. And then once you reach Masters, there's very little reason to keep playing ranked, and there's also very little to prevent people from dodging, which wastes a lot of people's time. Additionally, playing ladder seems to be incredibly frustrating for those players, as they have to sit in 5-minute matchmaking or longer once you get brawlers past rank 35, due to the fact that so few brawlers get their trophies reset each season. These are not issues that I have dealt with personally, as I've never really tried to reach Masters and push ladder very hard, partly due to being stream sniped or getting sniped with counter comps, and that's really frustrating. But that's a whole other point of discussion. The point is, while competitive play is not an issue for me, it is an issue, and more returning players and existing players reach the competitive side of Brawl Stars, these issues are going to become more apparent for them and will result in a loss of retention. I do think it's important to recognize, like, I understand why the developers are prioritizing their updates toward the masses before they focus a lot of time on their most hardcore players. Like, that's probably the right call for the overall health of the game, but it's also the most hardcore players who typically...
Yeah, so I don't know. I feel like there needs to be something like... All right, so top of the ladder is a different discussion than like daily players. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like daily players should get some type of priority in these regards. And then like top of the ladder does need some attention, but I feel like there's changes that they can make to ranked to make it a little bit better. I feel like they added a rank thing to your profile, right? So now if you're like top 1,000 or whatever, to display it on your profile, I feel like that's a step in the right direction. And then if they remove modifiers, I know right now there's no modifiers, but if they remove modifiers from everything above legendary or whatever, I feel like a lot of players would find that a lot more enjoyable too. And it would give them a place to actually push, you know, at least as far as ranked. I don't know if they could fix ladder though. I think a big problem with ladder is just the way matchmaking works, where, you know, if you have 1,000 trophies on a brawler and you have to get paired against other players that have 1,000 trophies on brawlers, it's not always the easiest thing to find those types of matches, especially when there's like a cooldown on how many times you can play a certain player in a day, you know? So then that just removes players from your player pool, and you're just sitting there waiting forever. And eventually you end up with a match where you're playing like 1,000s versus 700s, and you don't even struggle, and it's just free trophies.
Typically make the most noise, and it's important for the developers to dedicate resources into improving their experience as well. Hopefully the developers are able,
and like Hyros Time that said, that top of the ladder issue will become more compounded because the game's doing better than it's ever done. Eventually more players will reach that top of ladder problem, and it might have to get addressed eventually. I don't know, obviously not everyone's going to make it that high because, you know, it's a very niche thing, right? It's a very small number of people that are going to experience that. But as that small number gets a little bit bigger, it might draw more attention to it.
to find some easy solutions to implement to make things worthwhile for these long-term dedicated players. Those are the 4 core issues that I hope are on the Brawl Stars developers team's radar. And once they do kind of finish optimizing everything in the game, I hope that they're able to address those. Before I wrap up my thoughts on this video though, I wanted to touch on 3 additional topics. I asked people what they wanted me to talk about, and these were the 3 most asked topics that people want me to talk about. I've been seeing a lot of people asking me to talk about hypercharges. When hypercharges were first added to the game, we were told that we would get a free guaranteed hypercharge with every release of new hypercharges. Since then, Brawl Stars has removed this free hypercharge with each update, and they said, and I quote, "We are making it easier and faster to get new hypercharges." Well,
but what they said by that was not what they meant by that, because they don't know how to word things correctly.
Well, we haven't really heard anything about that. We don't have any official news on the topic, and a lot of people are feeling like we were left in the dust. Now,
wasn't that something like they were removing the 2-week waiting period from buying with coins or something like that? Wasn't that what they meant by it when they said that? They made it faster technically. They didn't make it faster in the sense that you get it sooner. They made it faster in that you could buy it sooner. So like, but most people don't want to buy their hypercharges because they're so fucking expensive. Like, come on, man. Yes, 1 week. Yeah, 1 week instead of 2. Exactly. So when they said faster and easier, they meant you could buy it faster.
Well, this is not official, but I do have a hunch as to what happened. First of all, I don't think that they worded their response very well.
If he says servers, that's going to explain a lot of the comments that I'm getting on my my community post video, or not video, my community post about play rates and stuff.
And I'm making an assumption here, this is not what they're said, but I don't think it was ever their intention to make it easier to consistently get new hypercharges. Instead, I think they took the equivalent of a hypercharge every other month in terms of progression and decided to put that progression towards temporary special events. Just take a look at the 100 star drop event, where the chance of getting a free hypercharge actually is not that crazy. Even better, look at the thumbs up challenge, where everyone got to open up 5 legendary star drops.
I didn't get a hypercharge from that, Kairos. What about me, man? What about my guaranteed hypercharge? I didn't get no hypercharge from them 5 things. I did get them from the 100. I did get one. I don't remember. Edgar's maybe from the 100 star drops, but I didn't get one from the 5-star drops.
There is an insanely high chance that you would get a free hypercharge from that, and plenty of people got more than one. If I had to guess, they took the free hypercharge from the Hypercharge Unleashed event, which, let's be...
How much gold do you think would be good enough per season for you? 20,000? How much do we get right now? 8,000? 12,000. Give us an extra 4,000. That's almost enough. That's almost enough to cover an extra hypercharge plus the progression you're already getting. 20,000 is a lot.
Be honest, probably was doing hardly anything to bring new players to the game, and they decided to put those rewards into temporary events, which have proven to bring new players to the game. So while I do understand why people are upset that Brawl Stars did not give us any information on how they would make it easier and faster to get new hypercharges, personally, I'm not upset. On my free-to-play account, I'm sitting on 8 brawlers that are not maxed out, but who have a free hypercharge, simply because I got tons of free hypercharges from Star Drop.
Hold on. I'm going to look up how many hypercharges I have on my account total. If he's sitting on 8 and I have even close to that as a pay-to-play player, that's a problem. Now, granted, I don't buy hypercharges all that often. So, like, there is that, but, like, that's not cool, man. 3, 6, 9. I have 11. I have 11 hypercharges. I play every day. And yes, I don't spend all my gold. Technically, I could buy another 3 right now. Here, just for reference. Hold on, it's loading. Give me a moment. Do not disturb. Turn off Dex mode. Sorry to pause the video for this, but I want to make a point. So he said he's got 8 free hypercharges, right? Damn it, I thought I turned Dex mode off. Stupid, stupid phone. I hate you. I hate you, phone. Why do you do this to me? Okay. Okay. So I am sitting on 18,000 gold, like I said. Right here, 18,000 gold. So I could technically buy another 3. I'll be honest with you. Could. Not gonna. And I have 3, 6, 9, 11, 9, 10, 11. 11 hypercharges. What the hell? How did he get 8, bro? How did he get 8? On his free-to-play, nonetheless. Exactly. I have 11 as a pay-to-play player. And I bought a couple of those, not all of them. I know I bought Ticks. I know I bought Leon or Crows. I don't have Crows. So I know I bought Leon's. Or maybe Fang. I bought Leon or Fangs, and then I won the other one. And then all the other ones I got out of boxes are free, are Hypercharge and Leash. Unlucky, I guess. This is the problem, though. Is that you can't just be like, well, I guess you're unlucky. Sucks to be you. Because this is why I complain about it. Because I fall in the minority of being just straight up unlucky. Maybe you have hypercharge on brawlers that are not maxed out yet, so they don't appear. Fuck. You might be right about that. I think I might have Colette's. I do have Colette's. You're right about that. All right, so I have 10. Who else got a hypercharge? Gale? Don't have his. Oh, wait, do I have? No, I don't. Man, I can't believe you thought of that. You're so smart, man. I got Jesse's too. Okay, never mind. I got more. I got more than I thought. I'm complaining. All right. You got me. Lock me up. Complaining Jam, just straight up complaining. It's okay, guys. It's okay. You can call me out. It's all right. I'm man enough to admit when I was wrong. You're right. When you're right, you're right.
Drops and
all right.
special events and
I stand on business though. Give us Hypercharge Unleash back. They're too expensive. It was a good way to honestly though, if they did a community event that gave you a Hypercharge star drop at the end, I would be totally happy with that. You get the best of both worlds. You still get your guaranteed Hypercharge, and you still do a special event that pulls new players in. Capiche?
stuff like that. Now, I have prioritized spending my coins on other brawlers, but that's 40,000 coins saved simply because I'm playing every single day and not missing out on free reward.
Kank got 12 pay to play. So, Kank, we just uncovered that I have more than 11. I actually have at least 14. No, I have 11, 12, 13. I have 13.
So yeah, I'm not really upset about this. I understand that people are upset about that though. You have every right to be upset about this. The second topic that people ask me to talk about are the early access offers for new brawlers.
I've made a whole video about this. I hate early access brawlers. They've done better up until Barry. They did better with them the last 3 or 4, but early access is just, it puts the game in a terrible spot, in my opinion.
Where you spend money to buy a brawler.
I'm not going to talk about it too much because I made a whole video talking about it. But the quick synopsis of it, my main reason for not liking it is because it kind of makes it so that if they release a strong brawler, the community can't do anything about it for at least 2 weeks because people paid money to play this brawler, and if you nerf it, then it's a scam. And if you let only the people who paid money to play it early play it at the strong state, and you nerf it before free-to-play players get it, then you're scamming the free-to-play players. So it puts the dev team in an awkward position where they can't nerf an obviously OP brawler for several weeks. That's like the main reason why I don't like it. There's a couple other reasons that I threw in the video to pad out watch time a little bit that I do agree with. But that was like my main thing about it.
Brawler 1 week before everybody else has access to that brawler. I understand why people are upset about this, but honestly, I have very little issue with this as well. I think the offers really don't provide a ton of value. They're really expensive for what you get from them, right? And if I were not making content on Brawl Stars, I absolutely would not buy them at all. I do wish Brawl Stars would make the offers more enticing.
Yeah, I make videos, obviously, like a little bit, and I still don't buy them.
Just honestly,
Because I just think, like I said, I think they're a bit scammy, and I can still get the brawlers for free, so why do that?
fat stacks of coins. And I don't see why they have to make you wait to get all of the resources when you buy it. Like, once you buy the offer, just give us the resources. Just give it to us. It just feels dumb.
Have you done any vacations? I literally just came back today from a camping trip. But thank you, Sofix. Appreciate it.
Like, I just paid for this. Why do I have to wait 7 days to get coins or a skin or a pin or whatever? It's just, I don't know, whatever. But I have no issues with the offers existing. It's not like you can play the new brawler in ranked until they're officially released anyway. Like, you just play the brawler and jump on ladder. I mean, competitively, ladder's basically a joke right now anyway. Well, I don't know. I don't play competitively, but all the pros say it's a joke, so we gotta believe them, right? Anyway, also, another big factor is that I am a big supporter of spending money on the game that you love to play. And yes, I am definitely biased. I do earn money from Brawl Stars' creator code for me. And so, yeah, so take that bias with...
Went on vacation a couple days ago. It was amazing. Good for you, man. Mine was good too. I'm very relaxed. And here I am making a video. Well,
with a grain of salt. But genuinely, even when it comes to games that I do not promote, I enjoy paying money on them if I feel like I'm getting rewarded for it. So if you feel like the new Brawler unlock offers are worth it for you and you get rewarded for it, then yes, I support you doing it.
Ladder is
Brawl
more
Stars
competitive
is an
than
awesome
ranked.
game, and if you want to buy something in the game and can afford to do so,
I was thinking that too when he said like ladder is a bit of a joke. I was like, the whole game's a bit of a joke, isn't it? Like it's all clown fest.
I think that's equally awesome. People spending money to buy these offers supports the game's development so that even completely free-to-play players can benefit from it. The third topic people ask me to talk about is the fact that we have a ton of brawlers in the game. Is it too many? 82 brawlers is a lot of brawlers.
I think they need to slow down a little bit. I would personally be okay with them going to a brawler every other month and then just doubling down on skins in those off months. Just because the roster is getting so filled out. We're going to have 100 brawlers by the end of the year, you know? Like, that's insane.
Brawlers. When the game released, there was like less than 30. And I'm seeing a lot of people thinking that we have too many and that the Brawl Stars team is releasing too many. Personally, I don't think that it makes sense.
That's the problem, is that people think it's boring, but like, do you play every single brawler all the time anyway? You're still gonna, even if they release a brawler that you do like, even like find a little bit interesting, there's no guarantee you're going to pick that brawler up as a main. You play every brawler every day?
At all for the Brawl Stars team to slow down new brawler releases.
You're going to look me in the eye. You're going to look me in the eye. You just told me Tara is boring and you don't like her. You're going to look me in the eye and tell me you play Tara. Like, come on, bro. We just had this conversation about another brawler earlier. You're going to tell me you play Hank? Like, come on, man. Doug? Daryl? Like, who else is up there? Bo? You play Bo in Map Maker?
New brawlers are the one consistent bit of new content that actually feels like new content because they often allow you to play the game in completely different and new ways. Even if nothing new and exciting comes to the game, I can always count on a new brawler. Also, I'm fairly confident that new brawlers are the best source of revenue for Brawl Stars. Even if that's not exactly how people spend their money. The most efficient way for you to spend your money on the game is with the Brawl Pass. But the resources you get from the Brawl Pass are what people use to upgrade brawlers. And once people have every single brawler maxed out, there's no longer a reason to spend money on the game unless you care about skins and cosmetics. I want Brawl Stars to do well financially, so I think that
most of my money, straight up, most of my money is spent on skins and cosmetics. Mostly skins. I don't really buy pins or anything like that, or profile pictures or anything. Most of my money that I spend on the game is skins, but that's because I also do like skin reviews, so like kind of give and take there.
Going down the number of new brawlers would just be bad for the game. It would be the developers shooting themselves in the foot, and I just think that that's not a very good idea. Also, can I just say?
So my issue isn't so much like brawlers, like, all right, so there is the issue of like balancing and like the roster being too full. There's all that type of stuff. But my big issue with it is that you eventually end up running out of ideas to make brawlers feel unique and interesting. So, like, look at Barry. He's just a mix of Byron and Barley, and then he's got a dash super. So like you could argue like Carl or Bull or whatever. So like you just end up running out of ideas so that brawlers stop feeling unique. Like, and it's not like entirely true. It's not like a guaranteed thing that eventually all the brawlers are going to feel very like similar. But you know, you think like Barley, Willow, Barry, they all feel kind of more or less the same. Or then like Kit's a little bit unique. You know, like Draco's a bit unique. But then like you know what I mean, like. What's a brawler that I complained about that didn't feel like super unique? I don't know. Otis. Otis didn't feel super unique, right? I mean, the coolest thing about Otis was a super, and that was a mute. But now they took that mute and then they made that into Cordelius' gadget, so it's like not totally the same. Doug, good example. He's kind of like a mix of Jackie and Byron, where he can heal his teammates around him. Right, exactly. You stretch out the release of brawlers, but you make them to delay them not being unique. Yeah. So you take your time, make sure you're involving more unique mechanics into the brawler. You take more time developing them so that they actually feel like a fresh addition to the game. Plus, you can also, if you want, develop more skins for them, and you can flush out their lore a little bit if you end up doing the story mode. So I don't know. It's obviously not the best argument, right? But also like it is true that brawlers do feel like they are stepping on each other's toes a little bit. You know?
In the last 6 months, we've gotten 9 new brawlers, and they have been doing a fantastic job at releasing new mechanics to the game. Yes, there are some similar.
See, one brawler every one brawler
Not
would be
every
understandable. See,
single
that's what I'm
attack
saying.
is going to be different. Like you can't do that. Not every single super is going to be 100% different. There's some similarities, but I've actually been very impressed with their designs for the most part. Now, the first half of this video was me talking about why Brawl Stars is doing so well, incredibly well right now, and the second half was me talking about how I hope they improve it. But how am I personally feeling about the game right now? How would I review it 100% honest? I have been playing Brawl Stars for 7 years now. That is a long time. And 7 years ago, if you told me that I would still enjoy playing it, I genuinely think I wouldn't have believed you. But here I am playing the same game for 7 years, and I am still...
Well, it's just because it's generally a fun PvP game that's very easy to pick up and play, and you don't have to like sweat it at all. Like that's why I play, because it's a fun PvP game that doesn't really have like the most like sweatiest mechanics, right? But also like you can like really min-max everything if you really want to.
Loving it. I really am. The game is in a great state right now. Don't get me wrong. There are moments of frustration, but nowhere near the frustration that I've felt playing Squad Busters for only 3 months. But I'll talk about Squad Busters later. Brawl Stars, though.
And it does take 30 minutes per game, right?
Now, and
like you could pick up like Wild Rift or League of Legends to get a similar game experience, but the matches take out like an hour, and it's fucking crazy. Or like there's a 5v5 mobile arena. I think that's the name of the game, which is a terrible fucking mobile game name. But those matches took forever. Like I liked that game, but I just don't have the dedication to sit down and play that game nonstop because it just takes so long. It takes like 40 minutes to get one game done. Where Brawl Stars, in, out, get your matches done. You're having fun. Boom, boom. I'm done. You know?
I am so thrilled about the success that it's...
These bug bites on my foot are driving me absolutely nuts, and I cannot stop itching them. That's what I reached down. That's what I was doing off camera.
having, and not just because it has positively impacted my channel, but also just like as a player, I'm definitely not unbiased. I am biased, but despite my hopes and future for improvements, I'm genuinely proud of the developer team. They have managed to do something that most teams can only dream of ever doing, and that is surpassing the initial success that the game has had years.
This is very true. It's very hard. It would be very hard to, obviously it was very hard for them to clear their 2020 peak, which was not good in relation to like Clash of Clans and Clash Royale. Brawl Stars was always the little brother of those two games. And now those games, maybe not Clash of Clans, but Clash Royale for sure, are failing. And Brawl Stars is literally peaking 4 years after its global release, which is nuts. They've done a great job at growing the game. And like Cairo said at the beginning of the video, there's a lot of reasons why, but mainly like community events and that type of stuff. And just getting new players to onboard the game and being hooked by giving them good rewards just for signing up. And then giving them like, you know, welcome back rewards. Or if you're a new player, you get new daily logins where you get a free mythic brawler at the end of that and stuff like that. Now, as Cairo said in this video, moving forward, they need to address new content for existing players, and they need to address new content or reworked content for top game players to try to keep your player base happy so that people don't start falling off in the next 3-4 months.
After it was first released. I mean, this was initial launch. This was 2020. They're doing better.
So overall, I do fully agree with a lot of the things Cairo said here, and I'm happy that he took his time to explain everything. Now, that is to say, I didn't fully agree with everything. I do think Hypercharge Unleash being reallocated in a worse way is a mistake. I don't think that Brawler should be released every single month. I think that's kind of a waste, personally. I can't remember else. I can't remember. Those are like my two big complaints, like right now for me personally. Then lack of content and stuff, but like we agree there, him and I, about like lack of content for existing players.
Better than 2020. That doesn't even make sense. 2020 was like the most amazing year for gaming ever. Massive props to the developers and a massive thank you to everyone watching this video and who have gotten this far into it.
Kept me on board for 40 minutes. Very engaging. Loved it. Good job, Kairos. We agree on some things, not everything. Good video. Woo! Wow, that was a long one, man. That was a doozy. Took me like an hour to watch that thing. Sheesh. Sheesh. WVD. Yeah, I agree. I agree with a lot of the things he said. I don't think he didn't glaze them up as much as he would if it was a month-to-month thing. Like, I feel like if he did I'm glad that he switched to every 6 months or whatever, because if he did it month to month still, he would be glazing them up nonstop, and he wouldn't actually stop to take critiques and things. And I said it today. I said it many times before. There's a reason why he doesn't critique as hard as he probably should, especially with like things like the removal of like the PowerPoint cap and stuff like that. And that's because he worries that if he pushes too hard the developers, it's going to sour people in the game, and then they leave, then that hurts the game, then it hurts him. So, like, it's not always in his best interest. I don't fully agree with doing things that way. I do think that you should be able to give flack. I do think you should give flack when it's deserved and stuff like that, but yeah. I remember you asking 6 months ago why Brawl Stars was booming for seemingly no reason. Yeah, and at the time when I made that video, I don't think they had done a lot of those special events. You know? Now we know that. Well, I think Kairos has the clarity. Like, he thought about it from a different angle than me, and he has more evidence to show, like, of the things that they've done. He's probably taken notes about all the updates and all that stuff, all the events and all that. So, like, he explained it way better than I could have at the time thinking about it. Plus, I was making that video very early on, right? Like, the game started booming, and it's still been booming nonstop. Kairos has an extra 3-4 months talking about it, where I just made it a few months ago, you know? Or a few months into the boom. I don't think the Brawl Pass changes are really that impactful. I mean, Stub, you know I'm not the biggest fan of the Brawl Pass changes because I feel like it skews it way too much in terms of pay-to-play players. And you've just experienced that too, where you got all these crazy rewards just because I gifted you a pass. So, like, I think as free-to-play players, it does hurt them more than it actually, like, I understand they buff the free side of the pass, but they also buff the pay side of the pass so much that it skews the difference between the two so much. And, like, you could, like I said, you could speak on that if you agree or don't. But I feel that's my feeling on it. The bonus rewards would suck, though. Good change. All right, we'll watch Sem's edit here. Sems, are you still here? We're gonna watch your edit, sir. Hold a second. Hold up. Gotta turn off Conker's Bad Fur Day music. How's this look when it's full screened? Terrible. It looks fucking horrible. Oh, God. This is fucking horrible, brother. Cool. Thanks, Sams. Appreciate it, man. Thanks for the fan stuff. Appreciate it. Great job. Giga Chad. Dude, I hate that picture so much. That paint drawn picture, I fucking hate it. But it's fine. Good job, guys. In these days, I wasn't really talking on Discord or something for something BFDI, BFDIA, and BFB. Don't know what that means. Looks like a bit like a template. Maybe. Some pics are insane. Yeah, maybe. Kirby mad face. Your laugh is scary. It scares the demons under the bed. Well, at least it keeps them away. All right, guys. I'll be straight up with you. I think I'm going to end the stream. What are your thoughts on daily rewards? What do you mean? Like signing in and get stuff for free? I think that our daily rewards are trash, and then it needs to be a calendar so you know what you're going to get the next day, and you don't slack, and you don't miss a day. Thoughts on Skibbity Toilet or the cameraman side? I'm 100% cameraman side, man. You're supposed to be cameraman side. They're very clearly the protagonists of the Skibbity Toilet brand. Almost 11 p.m. for him. Ban him. He asked me if I had W Riz earlier. I just ignored it. Oh, yeah. I think I'm going to wrap up. It's been almost a 2-hour stream. We watched Kairos Times video. I think it was solid. I was gonna game for a little bit, but I do feel like we're getting a little long in the tooth here. It's almost 5 p.m. for me, so I think we're good. Long in the tooth means that it's getting old. All right, guys, hear me out. Before you guys sign off of YouTube for the day, make sure you go to my community post that I just posted yesterday, talking about the new game modes and the big issue I see with them. Basically, it revolves around Hypercharge Unleashed. Here, I'll pull it up right here on stream. All right, so I posted this in my community tab yesterday. Find it funny that they don't do Hypercharge Unleashed because the play rates fell off after people got the Hypercharge. But isn't it the same issue with these modes? Now I know I'm not touching them after I get my daily tokens for them. Just talking about Drumroll and Mirror Match. Now, if you guys agree, make sure you go comment on this because tomorrow I'm going to make a video going over the comments because we did get some very decent comments in here that I can pick apart and react to and talk about. So make sure you take just a few minutes. You don't have to agree with me. If you like the modes, tell me why you like the modes. If you do agree with me, let me know what you think. But I am going to pick comments out of here and talk about them for a video tomorrow because, like I said, I think we had a decent discussion going on here. So, yeah, if you could, just make sure you drop a comment in there. Give me more to talk about. And, yeah, that's it. But that's going to do it for today. They should give Mastery, in your opinion. They're so much fun talking about the new game modes. Go drop your comments. Give me some feedback on it. I wanna have a good community discussion about it. Can we do 1v1? No, sir. I will never do 1v1s. I don't think they're very... I don't brand myself as a good player, so why would I want to do 1v1s? As someone who brags about how well they play and stuff like that, then they would, like, 1v1s are of value. But I know I'm not good, so I don't want to do 1v1s. Anyway, we're wrapping up stream here. Thanks for hanging out, guys. We had a fun time reacting to Kairos' video. Sorry that I don't feel like streaming anymore. Anyway, gonna do it today. I want to thank you guys for hanging out. I will make sure you go comment on that community post for me, and I'll see you guys next time we stream. Should be a video tomorrow, though. Keep an eye out for that. If you guys want to join the Discord for notifications and all that, make sure you do that. Anyway, that's gonna do it for this one. Thanks for hanging out. Bye-bye.